Mhm.
Hi, everybody. This is Celestial Radiance Center. I am here today to talk about a topic that I have spoken about before, but it's always worth revisiting or expanding on and explaining. It's about soul recognition. And I'll even say love, because, I think most people in this life, if not all, have had experiences where you met someone and you just feel this instant like draw, or I've met you before, I know you, or it's a soul recognition. Okay. And you can have that with friendships, you could have it with love relationships, you could have it with all different people. And I will say, a lot of times, we will travel lifetime to lifetime, with soul families, soul groups that we tend to do a lot of different things with, and karmic lessons, I'll say, karmic contracts, all of that. And, particularly if you meet a soulmate, okay, and I think you could have many soulmates. Some people go through a lifetime meeting just one soulmate, some meet many. I personally have met many, and each one, of course, is unique and different when you meet them, but there's always this certain soul recognition. And sometimes it may even feel like, love, or not necessarily even knowing how to label it that way, but there's just like your heart knows, or I'll say your soul knows. Okay. So I feel that, when you meet someone, it is about recognizing that. And usually there's like work that has to be done. And sometimes it's romantic, or sometimes it's not. Sometimes it could be teacher student relationship. Sometimes it can be friendship. And, there's love within that too. So you have to kind of explore and see where this leads to for you with soul recognition. But I'll say the heart knows, the heart just knows. When you listen, there's like the intuitive heart, I'll say, and then there's their intuitive knowing, okay? The third eye. They're different, but I feel they work together. Their intuitive third eye, intuition, works with the intuitive heart, the feeling, the emotion. And if either of them are blocked, it can make it difficult to kind of know like what's real. Again, I think that it's really important to clear that third eye, to clear the heart, keep your heart open. I think sometimes when we get hurt in relationships, there's a choice we make. We can choose to just close up our heart and just not open up that heart chakra to anybody else. Or you can learn to grow from that experience and just open it even wider for someone new to come in. I would like to think I like to open that. There are times I would say in my life, I think that I did close it for a while because I needed to heal. Okay. I needed to work through different parts of that relationship that needed to kind of close out. But I always hope I come back from a place of expanding it even more. Right. And for me, it's always about raising the vibration, raising my vibration, raising other people's vibration. I mean, that's the work I love to do. I love to raise people's vibrations. I love to expand their abilities. I love for them to tap into their third eye and their intuitive heart. So I think that that's the work that brings me so much joy, and seeing people learning to work with their abilities brings me so much joy. So we all have abilities. Everyone's is different. Not everybody's going to be um, a rock star, let's say, in this life. But there's always things you can expand on and grow from. There's those of us that have had gifts, I'll say, since we were children, and there are others that it opens up later on, and it's always exciting to see where it goes and where it leads. So it just in terms of that, like, you want to make sure you're in a clear space, and sometimes you need to clearings, right? All of us, whether it's clearings from the third eye or clearings from the heart. I mean, I would say to clear, it's really good always to do earthing and grounding, to step outside barefoot, can walk around for 20 minutes, they say. That helps to really clear. The earth really helps us clear. And then you can even use water as a way to clear too, to cleanse, really. Say the water's for cleansing and the earthing is kind of for clearing and grounding. But they're both different kinds of clearings. That's probably another talk about all different kinds of clearings that we can do for ourselves. So I'll add that to the list of topics that we can explore together. But in terms of like soul recognition, there's work that has to be done. Like, we're here to do work on this dimension, I will say. And to clear karma, I will say too. I think I've been very busy clearing karma in this life. And that's been one of the things I really have been focusing on, and as a healer, there's like spiritual laws, right? That we have to, I just spoke about with someone and I agree with what they said. There's spiritual laws we have to follow. And one of them is like really being true and honest with ourselves and with others. I learned very early on, because I was going to speak on this anyway, so it just reinforced it. I learned very early on that to take the right path, because if I didn't, I got a lesson really fast, like, no, not to go there or do that again. So I really just want to emphasize that, because I do always try to take that higher road. And listen, there may be people you meet along the way that, may not like you or don't understand or act out or do things for different reasons. I just say you have to try to just rise above that. So we're human, so sometimes our humanness, me included, can get in the way. Then you really have to come back to a place of compassion and a compassionate heart to rise above it. I really try not to get caught up in the lower level stuff. I'll say some lower level stuff like gossip or all of that, because that's not going to serve anybody well. When there's an issue, I try to always go directly to the connected people, or if I have a concern, I'll go to someone to address that with, so that it can be relayed effectively. And I don't know, I just never really got caught up in that. I mean, even in high school, you just comment like, oh, that's so high school. I didn't even do that stuff in high school. I think a lot of people that know me can attest to that. It just wasn't something that vibed for me. I didn't necessarily maybe understand it in the way that I do now as an older, wiser person who's lived a lot of life and a lot of life experiences. But I am very conscious now of not going down that road. I will stay quiet in situations like that, unless of course someone asks me and wants to explore it and address it. But I definitely don't openly volunteer stuff about that. I spoke about this with the client the other day. It's called using discretion, because she's like, well, isn't that lying? Like, if you're not saying, I'm like, no, it's discretion. It's you are still being honest. It's just kind of knowing what's appropriate to share and what's not. So that's really what I wanted to say about all those like little topics connected to soul recognition and love, and really just to like love yourselves and remember who you are. Remember, and to remember to not dim your light for anybody. Don't reduce your level or dim yourself to go down to someone's level. Raise them up. It's important to raise people up. And when you do that, everybody wins. Not everyone's going to necessarily receive it. And, they may not do the work that they need to, but it'll still serve. The energy will still be there, and I think it'll be waiting for them whenever they might be ready. It may not be this lifetime, who knows, but you want to afford the opportunity for people to choose the path of light. I think it's not an always easy job to have light versus dark. This I will say, having lived it many times over in this life, I'm sure in other lifetimes too, the light always wins. And truth always comes to light. It may not come to light in the manner you want or as quickly as you may have hoped, but the truth will always, always come to light. And in the end, the light will win. So with that, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be back soon. Many blessings, many blessings, many blessings. My heart, my intuitive heart to your intuitive heart. Bye.